Are you concerned about data privacy when you use artificial intelligence and you don't want to share your files? You don't want to put anything that is private and confidential on a language model? Well, today we are going to see how we can do it locally without any privacy breach, and you're going to be safe. I'm Reno, by the way, and I'm going to show you quickly how we can use this plugin that you can install in Chrome. It's called Page Assist for your needs. So Page Assist, it's a plugin that I tested already on Google Chrome. It works really well. You can see here it's already installed, so I don't need to install it again. And I found it pretty interesting because it's allowed to do quite of the basic stuff that you need to do while using a local language model. So running on your computer without internet. You can even plug out your internet connection. You can see that the rating is pretty high. No many rating yet, no many users yet, but the rating is pretty high. And you can see that it's a reliable plugin that you can use. You can start without worrying too much about it. It's something that has been tested and used by many users. Before starting using it, of course, you need to install on your computer some language model, and Ollama, it's the place to go. I love it because he has a lot of models, relatively easy to install. There is a lot of video, and it's supported on many platforms like Ubuntu, Windows, and Apple. And if you go and see the library of the models that are available, it's unbelievable how much stuff you find there, and most of them they won't be definitely run on your PC locally. For instance, you can see here DeepSeek 671 billion parameters. Forget about it. There is a lot on the web that you can try to figure it out depending on your graphic card, the CPU, what you will be realistically, and RAM, what you will be realistically capable to run on your PC. Now I can tell you, for instance, on my computer, on my laptop, that has plenty of RAM, 62 gigabytes of RAM. I can run up to 7 billion parameter model, but if I want to run and go faster on my graphic card, I have only 8 gigabytes of VRAM, the RAM linked in my graphic card. So you can see here there is quite a lot, much more than what you will need. And the other things you will hear, don't install the full model, but use a quantized version of it. And if you go, for instance, here for Gemma, one of my favorite, and we go and see all the view, you will see that there are not just the basic model, but the quantized version that have been shrink. So you can use them much easily on cheaper infrastructure with not that fancy graphic card. And for instance, the QAT version was just released a few days ago from by Meta. So the other things that you need to do, install this, and then you will see that when it's installed, Page Assist is gonna detect automatically your Ollama. And in my case, I've already installed in my Ollama a couple of more than a couple of few language model. These are other one that I'm gonna show you in a few seconds how you can add them on your system, on your Page Assist. And for instance, let's try to run Gemma 3 for billion parameters and see how it performs on this computer. For instance, now it's just using without any internet connection. It's not retrieving information from the web, so it's just what it knows. So let's try to ask about myself. Hello, do you know Professor? So it's much likely that it's gonna hallucinate because it's a really small model and it's not doing anything that is realistic. The other good thing is, like, let's start a new chat. If we connect it to the internet, So it can be set up to do multiple search on the web. And if we ask again, tell me about, let's see what we get. It might still hallucinate, but no, he's doing a relatively good job. He's saying that I'm an associate professor at Mass University. I was. From this year, I'm a full prof. Rutherford Discovery Fellow, yes. Editorial roles, correct, correct, correct. Let's go and try to do the same things. Let's open a new chat with a much bigger model. This is Gemma 3, 12 billion parameters. Let's ask the same. Tell me about Prof. Love Radio. Let's see what we get it out of it. And generally, when you use, of course, bigger model, you might get much more high quality stuff out of it. But let's go and wait, and you will see also that your computer is gonna get a bit more overloaded because it's much more demanding for a PC to run a bigger model. In fact, I can start hearing my fan in the laptop that is starting getting a bit crazy, and you will see also the speed of the model is gonna slow down quite dramatically, especially if you go above 12 billions. I saw that 12 billions is still unusable for my PC. It might be different on your PC. And look at that. So he has already completed, telling me, yeah, now it's saying that I'm a prof, and it's telling me really good stuff. And in this case, it's always also linking myself to my website. And here we can see what has been retrieving out of the web. I has been searching this website. The other things that I really like about, let me move myself because we need to go on this side, is the setting of this PC. Let's move myself here out of the way. And you can see that here you have the possibility to do really nice configuration. This is, for instance, something that I really like because you can set up on many web pages. It's gonna go and view language and stuff. It's really important to set up your RAG configuration because whenever, for instance, you use the web, it needs to process all the information to make good use of it, and this is done to a RAG infrastructure. You will see that we have here the Ollama setting, and here is using my local host automatically to detect which model I already installed on my PC. So if I go to Ollama, install a new language model is gonna automatically detect here. The other things that I love here is the possibility to connect your OpenAI API. So you can still use ChatGPT, but without any subscription. You create your API, you put $10 in your account, and you're gonna be charged as you use. And the same for Open Router. I love it because if you put a bit of credit, then you will have the possibility to use extensively a lot of a big model. Most of them are for free. You can see DeepSeek, Google Gemini, and Llama 370 billion that it would have been impossible to run, almost impossible to run on my PC. And you can see that there is quite a lot of stuff that you can add, and then here you will see the list of all the models that are already here. You see some embedding model that are using here in the right system. They're generally much smaller model that needs to be fast to process all the information that are going to be used later on. The good things that I like is that you can put also your PDF here. You can add a new knowledge. Let's call it Reno, and then I can go somewhere and upload all the information about Reno and use it later on in my search. And that's it. Those are the main things that I use in this platform. And if we go back, for instance, in my chat, let's create a new one. You will see that the knowledge tab is here. HMM, this is about a document published by the National Institute of Standard Technology. So let's put a simple model and start asking, tell me about HMM. So in this case, it's going to use the local knowledge that you can see it's here and pull information out of it and tell me information about HMM. And this generally does a pretty good job. You can see here live that we are getting all the information. Okay, of course, then there are other setups that you can go and explode yourself. You can see that there is automatic character recognition if you put some image, and there is voice activation, and there is a lot much more that I generally don't use, but I strongly recommend you to go and test this awesome setup because it's gonna make you finally use on your local PC a large language model. See you soon with a new tool that is gonna be similar or more advanced than Page Assist. Bye from now. See ya.